Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? My name is Attorney Charles Zavala, your immigration lawyer, and today I have a video explaining on how to get your green card through your family. This is actually going to be part one of a 3 video set, so feel free to watch them, preferably in chronological order. It's going to be a lot easier for you. I'm trying to get it to the point where one could understand how to get a green card through their parents, what are the steps, and we are happy to help you along the ways if you need. We are an immigration law firm based in Houston, Texas, but we can help you no matter where you are in the world. We have over 10 years experience, 4.9 out of 5 stars on Google. We are here to help you. So let's start with the basics. What is the I-130, or how does it even come into play? So if you want to get your green card through a family member, the form I-130 is 100% necessary. It's a foundation to it. You need to have that approved before you can go on to the next steps. And our other videos will explain what other steps there are, because different people will have to take different routes. So in this video, I'm going to explain who can file, how long it takes, how much it costs, what you need to submit, what are common problems, and how does one move from this video to ultimately getting their family here in the USA. So stick around, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Ultimately, that's what we're going to try to do this with this video, and I'll walk you through it every moment of the way. What is the I-130? So the I-130 is a form. That's what USCIS calls, it's called a petition for alien relative, and they just call it form I-130. So if you go on Google and type I-130, you will find this form. So this is the first document that you have to submit if you are trying to get a green card for a family member, right? So you have to submit this. It has to get approved. After it gets approved, then we can figure out, okay, what step are we going to take? Are you allowed to change and get a green card here in the USA, or do you have to do it in your home country? So what does the I-130 do? Does it give you a green card automatically? No. Picture it like this. The I-130 is kind of like the golden ticket in the Willy Wonka movie. You need it to be able to enter the factory. Same way here. If you want to get a green card through your family member, you need to have an approved I-130. Once you have that approved, you can now move to the next step. Does the I-130 give you work authorization and legal status? No. An approved I-130 by itself does not grant any legal status and does not give work authorization to anyone in the US. It does not even protect you from deportation, but it is step one in getting your green card through a family member. So if you are trying to get a green card through a family member, I-130 is step one. So next question is, well, who can file an I-130? Can it just be anyone? And no. You have to have a familial relationship, or you have to be family. So if you have a spouse who's a US citizen or a resident, that's one option. If you have parents who are US citizens, that's one option. If you're a US citizen and you want to apply for your parents, there are options there. So most important is your spouse. You can apply for your spouse, you can apply for your kids, and you can apply for your parents. Those are the three, and you can apply for your siblings. Sorry, I forgot that. That's another category. But each of those categories have different wait times, right? And we need to make sure one is eligible, because once you get over a certain age, you're no longer considered a child anymore. And it may be that your parents can't petition for you. But most likely what we see in our business is whenever somebody gets married and is trying to petition for their spouse. So if you're a US citizen or you are a resident, you can petition your spouse as well as your children who are under 21. Once you figure out who it is that you're going to be petitioning for, whether it's your husband, your wife, your kids, your parents, there's kind of different categories that people are going to fall under. So that would be best to either look on the state visa bulletin to see what category it is, or give an attorney a call, or you can even look it up on Google to figure out what category it is, because different categories are different wait times. And that's very important to know whenever you're trying to plan what your future plans are going to be. There are some people who, once they have their I-130 approved, they don't have to wait for a green card. They are what's called an immediate relative, and that doesn't mean as soon as the I-130 is approved, they automatically get their green card. No, but it does mean as soon as their I-130 is approved, they don't have to wait in line. They can go ahead and apply for their green card, and that is called an immediate relative, and that can happen to spouses of U.S. citizen as well as children. So that is very important to know and see if you qualify for that category. So what documents, what evidence do you need to submit with the form I-130? So you absolutely must submit the form I-130. That is necessary. You may even have to submit form I-130A. But let's go back to what evidence do we need to submit? So remember, the point of the I-130 is to establish a relationship. So, for example, I am a US citizen. Let's pretend I got married to my wife and she is from country X. If I want to bring her here to the USA, first thing I have to do is get an I-130 approved. And on the I-130, I would be saying that I, a US citizen, am petitioning for my spouse. Petitioning is the magic word when they say you're trying to invite somebody over. If I'm trying to petition my wife to come to the USA, the first thing they're going to ask that I need to submit on the I-130 is A, prove that I'm a US citizen, and 2, prove that me and my wife are married. Those are going to be the 2 most basic things you have to prove. Because remember, she's only getting these benefits because I'm a US citizen or a resident in some situations. So I have to show that I am a US citizen, and you have to show the familial relationship. So with my wife, it would be our marriage certificate. With my daughter, it would be her birth certificate that shows my name. So you have to show the relationship. Also, you have to show evidence of that relationship. So if you're married, it would be great if you can show that you kind of have a life together, pictures together, bills together, things along those lines. Obviously, if you don't live together, that could be a little harder, and there could be ways around it, like getting letters from friends or declarations. But ultimately, you do need that stuff because you are trying to convince USCIS that you have what is called a bona fide relationship. So anything you're trying to prove in the I-130 about the family relationship, you have to prove in documentation. And that is very important. If you do not submit that stuff, you can get what is called an RFE. It stands for Request for Evidence. And what it is USCIS will send you a letter and say, hey, Charles, we received your application and we saw the evidence you sent, but we would still like to see more evidence of, and they will say what it is. So it's very important to read those, and this is where it's very helpful that you have a lawyer to do this in the beginning so that you do it all right at the beginning and you don't have any delays. So just like with any other form, people make mistakes. And what are the common mistakes I see when people submit their I-130 is they don't put all the relevant information that they need to. They don't submit the evidence to show the familial relationship. They don't send the filing fees. Filing fees are important, guys. The government will not take your application unless you pay the filing fees. 4, you have to sign the application. There's going to be multiple places where one has to sign. And then last, make sure you get it to the right address. All this information is on the USCIS website, and yes, it could be a little confusing because they change it and they update it, but at the end of the day, you should be able to do it. Or if you don't even want to have to handle any of this, this is where professionals come into play. We handle a lot of these. You don't have to worry about it, but these are common mistakes we see people make. If you're trying to establish the relationship between the person they're called the petitioner, that's usually the person who's the resident or the citizen, and they're trying to bring over the beneficiary because they're going to benefit from this. So you have to show that family relationship. If you're brothers, if you're husband and wife, if you're parents, you have to show that relationship. Without that, you're most likely going to get an RFE from USCIS. And then if you don't respond to that RFE, you will get denied. So let's pretend you've now submitted the I-130. How long does it take for them to approve or deny it? Realistically, you're looking at anywhere between 8 to 14 months to get an approval. That's how long I've seen it in my practice. The shortest I've ever seen it has been 4 months. The longest I've ever seen it is 2 years. But on average, I have seen about 12 months. And then it's also going to depend on what type of category you are. Remember, there are different categories. If you are married, if they're your kids, if they're your siblings, different categories. Because once you get your I-130 approved, you have to see how long it takes until you can get your green card. So, because the I-130 is the initial start of the green card process for a family member, it's very important you start off right because everything is going to be based off this I-130 petition. So, in the future, when you are applying for your green card, they're going to look at this I-30 petition and the information you put in there to make sure it's accurate. So, there's been times where I have been to client interviews where they bring up information on the I-130 to verify stuff. So it's important that we put the information correct and we submit the evidence that is necessary that can put you in the best place. Also, when you are filing your I-130, you need to speak with a professional to figure out, okay, am I doing this I-130 and is my loved one going to get his or her paperwork at the consulate in their country? Are they going to do it here in the USA, or are we going to have to get a waiver? Because these are all very important things that are going to affect the timeline of your case. And these are things you should know beforehand. Absolutely. Every family situation is unique, right? So it's important that you speak with a professional because applying for your green card through a family is going to be a life-changing investment. But there are very few things that are as good of a positive change in one's life or investment as obtaining your green card. You now can work in the USA, you can live in the USA, and you can bring family members over eventually. So this is a huge upgrade, let's so and say. But because it's very important and you will be spending money on filing fees and all that stuff, it's important to do things right. We have been doing this for over 10 years. We have 4.9 out of 5 stars with over 200 reviews on Google. I am the head attorney here at the office. I personally review every application. It's always going to be my signature. And I always tell people, look, if you're going to do something that's very important, make sure you do it right. Because what you don't want to do is do it wrong. They deny you. You're now stressed. Your case is now taking longer than anticipated when all of this could have been avoided had you just spoken to a professional. So we are always here to help you with anything you need. You can schedule an appointment. All appointments are going to be with me over the phone. Personally, you will not be dealing with any agents. The phone consultations are all with me, and I'm more than happy to help you in any way we can. All right, y'all. So remember, this was just part 1 of a 3-part video. I need y'all to like, subscribe, ask me questions, and I'm going to keep on releasing the videos over time. But ultimately, remember, if there's anything you need with immigration, you could always call me. My name is Charles Zavala, your immigration lawyer. We're here to help. Thank you, and I hope you have a beautiful day, and we'll catch you on the next videos.